what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm literally here in the middle of nowhere because guess what? We have it. This is a 2020 Acura TLX PMC Edition. But before we dive into this very limited car, let's talk about what's actually going on here. So many people, when they think of Acura, of course, when they're thinking high performance, they think the NSX. The Acura NSX is actually hand assembled in Ohio at a facility called the Performance Manufacturing Center. This TLX started off life as just a frame. They took the frame, brought it to PMC, the Performance Manufacturing Center, and it went through almost the same exact process as the building of the NSX. So what that means is that this car has a lot of hand-assembled parts to it, plus it's featured in a color that was actually only reserved for the NSX, this beautiful Valencia Red. One of 360, lots of fine touches, and it really showcases, you know, we're talking about 2021, the new TLX Type S is coming. Is this the perfect send-off for the current generation TLX? And should you pick one of these very rare special cars up, or is it better to wait for that 2021 Type S that is going to be arriving very soon? So let's go ahead, dive into this beautiful 2020 TLX PMC Edition and see, is it worth getting this one now or waiting for the new redesign? Right off the bat, that color, Valencia Red, fits it to a T. Perfect paint, same process as the mighty NSX. Let's start up front and look at headlight design. So you can see we have that multi-jewel LED headlight design, LED daytime running lamp, turn signal. I do love the wonderful shape of this headlight housing, especially the way it kind of curves over towards the side of the fender and really gives it a nice distinct look. There's really not many headlights that have this overall style. Now, as we kind of drop down, here are some of the extra touches. Now, the PMC Edition, one of 360, it's not just a paint job. You're gonna have other touches. So you're gonna get full gloss black. So this lower section is all gloss black. You have your LED fog lamps. I do like the gloss black trim. What I am gonna zonk is not a very functional vent here. It would have been nice to maybe add a little bit more performance to this instead of it just being an A-spec that has a little bit extra styling to it. But definitely color, Valencia with the gloss black looks stunning. Now, as we come across that precision performance grille, that's the design philosophy of Acura now, you're gonna get all gloss black. That is unique to this edition. You have your large Acura emblem in the center, forward-facing camera, gloss black along the lower lip here, functional, of course, in the center, but it's gonna be that combination of gloss black with the red. And then we finish it off on the other corner, another pretty much fake vent here, so I am gonna zonk that on each corner. But other than that, I do love the style of the grille, especially the way it shows movement without any actual movement being there. Now let's go ahead and pop up on the hood. The way that the hood kind of meets that front fascia, really nicely done. I love the rise in the center. It goes all the way back. And you literally could see that from behind the wheel. Gives it a nice, unique perspective. And then you're gonna have these beautiful curves that kind of come up and then curve towards the windshield instead of going towards the A-pillars like so many other cars. That's what makes this have such a unique style, this TLX. Now, as we come around the bend, one thing to remember, the new 2021 TLX, one thing I'm waiting for, it's actually 2 inches wider than this current one. But as we come around the bend, here's what we're working with, wheel and tire steps. So you're gonna get these gloss black, split spoke wheels, great design. It's a 19-inch wheel, 245 on the width, 40 series sidewall. Now, since this is an A-spec PMC Edition, you're gonna get some different spring rates. You get a rear anti-roll bar that's a little bit thicker. You can see the increased braking capability, fully ventilated rotors, gonna give us a little bit extra braking capability. So when we look at performance, there's many different ways to measure it. This is just another way in the handling and braking department. You're still gonna get the same amount of horsepower. I like the placement of the A-spec badge, especially with the red. It's just a classic JDM style to a badge, and I think it just fits the car to a T. Now, As we go down the rest of the vehicle, of course, you're gonna have beautiful Valencia Red. They just took a bucket of it and just splashed it all over the mirror caps. Gloss black on the bottom really ties in nicely to what's going on at the front of the car. You have your slim and trim LED lights. You're gonna have a blacked out roof. I talk about this all the time. Sunroof, look at that. You black out the whole roof, including the shark fin. What does it look? It looks sexy. It shows definition between the red and the rest of the vehicle. Love the overall setup. You're gonna get gloss black on your door handles. And then I love the side sill extension on the TLX A-spec, especially the way it comes to the rear here and flares up. That's the direct airflow down the side of the vehicle. Nice shape of that quarter window built into the door, and very nice bold lines, two of them that comes perfectly into the rear taillight housing. Now, being the PMC Edition, are you getting anything at the back? Yes, you're getting this additional gloss black trunk lid spoiler. This is a functional piece. Look at the touches, the way the rear pillar, the line goes right into the trunk, into the rear wing. Nice style, super clean. We kind of drop down. What do we got? We got beautiful taillight design, that A-spec badge, gloss black. So the PMC is gonna get this massive gloss black rear diffuser area. I am gonna zonk the fake vents on the boat, but one thing I'm not zonking, that 4-inch decorative trim exhaust, nice slash cut, oval shape, really just blends in so clean with the back. And of course, you get that super handling. So SH all-wheel drive, super handling all-wheel drive, gonna keep us planted. Even the way the TLX badge, very bold, very clean. Why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this special edition Acura. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Underneath that hood, it does have a hydraulic hood strut. You are gonna get a strut tower brace there on the back portion of the engine compartment closest to the firewall. That's gonna stiffen up the front end of the chassis a tad. Engine cover, not the sexiest, but it does have a nice Acura badge on the top of the engine cover. What are we looking at underneath that plastic cover? It's a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque. It's all routed through a 9-speed automatic transmission, and like I said, power getting to the ground through that super handling all-wheel drive. Believe it or not, 70% of the power can be directed to the rear wheels. You are gonna have, like I said, the stiffer springs, the larger rear anti-roll bar. The car weighs around 3,900 pounds, 0 to 60 in about 5.6 seconds, quarter mile in 14 flat, top speed 125 miles an hour. MPGs, not too shabby, 20 in the city, 29 on the highway. Nice to see naturally aspirated power. Remember, for the 2021 Acura TLX Type S, that's gonna be turbocharged V6 power. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 TLX A-spec PMC Edition. Last year I saw this unveiled at the New York Auto Show. Really cool to be actually driving one of these. I know you're at that point, you're like, Joe, that color is just drawing me like I'm a moth to a flame. How much is this? So remember, we're talking about hand-built components here, special paint job only reserved for the NSX, and lots of other nice appointments. You're looking at an MSRP of $50,900. This is just one of 360 being produced. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels, you do have a nice large area of soft top material up top. I also like the Alcantara. That Alcantara with the red stitching is to die for. Little bit of leather on the armrest, nice and soft. And I'm also digging that wood style trim with the brushed aluminum. Now, you do have a good sized door pocket for a bottle of milk and maybe some chocolate chip cookies, maybe some Chips Ahoy's. All I know is that if this was my A-spec, you're not eating any cookies whatsoever in my car. No snacks in my PMC Edition. Soft touch of material. I do like the flow of the dash. There's that wood trim I was telling you about, the silver. Very, very nice and elegant. And then this is where you're gonna see a change from this generation to the new 2021. This has the split screen setup. You have the larger screen up top for your navigation. That's not a touch screen, but the good news is you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This lower screen is your radio controls. This has the ELS audio sound system speakers, give you nice clear sound, ventilated seats and heated seats, and of course all your AC controls, dual climate. Now you could touch the screen, or you have some buttons here that you could actually utilize. I like the silver, and then this is your direct drive control knob to control what's going on with your navigation, because you can't touch that screen. Camera, there's our camera out front, and then the 360, I'll throw it into reverse, and then there we are out back with trajectory. It's a little grainy, but it's nice to have the 360 and the forward-facing camera and the beautiful trajectory setup. You have a start-stop button conveniently placed, nice bright anodized red over for the driver's side. And then as we come down, there's more of that wood trim. I'm liking this. It's better than flat black, way better than gloss black. We open up door number 1, wireless charging, a 12 volt, and a USB there. So they got you covered connectivity-wise. And my favorite part is that you have lids and covers, closes up nice and seamless. 2 cup holders. This is going to control that 9-speed automatic transmission. You do have drive modes, Eco, Normal, Sport, and Sport Plus. I'll show you more of that when we get to the dash side. Electric e-brake. I love the beautiful silver. There is our PMC. Remember, precision crafted by Performance Manufacturing Center. This is number 47 of just 360. Love the soft material, the stitch work. Open this up. You could easily put about 12 Twinkies, and there's a place for toothpicks. So as you're eating your Twinkies, which it better be your A-spec TLX, not mine, you could pick extra Twinkie out of your teeth. The great news is you got another 12 volt and an aux jack in there. So you're covered connectivity-wise. What you're also covered is beautiful leather and Alcantara. Look at this. Leather, the stitch work, all the way down, perforated Alcantara. 12-way adjustable seat for the passenger and the driver, so you'll be able to get this to conform to your body, and you're going to get a standard size sunroof, really super clean. The only zonk is, for me, the 2 screens. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. I am looking forward to the 2021. But why don't you come over here, because I'm telling you, this is one sexy steering wheel. Come over to the business end. All right, guys, here we are, business time. You do have 2 memory seat settings, which is really nice. And then I also love the beautiful aluminum sill panel here with the A-spec badge. My only zonk is that you have a brushed aluminum dead pedal, but standard brake and throttle. I don't know if this model just doesn't, if they forgot to put it on there, but the A-spec floor mats are definitely worth an additional 10 extra horsepower for sure. Here's all your seat controls, easy to get to. That lower lumbar is nice. And then the steering wheel, this is pretty close to perfect. The thickness is great. I love the different type of leather that they use, the crisscross contrast stitching, thumb wheel drive controls. You got your A-spec badge. It's a heated steering wheel. No, it's not flat bottom, but I'm telling you, it's still a great wheel. The only thing is that the paddles are a little small. So the paddles that go up and down the 9-speed automatic transmission, they're a silver chrome finish, but they're on the small side. And then another thing that's weird is it's a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. You actually have to pull and then you move the steering wheel manually. I would have liked power assist on a $50,000 car. Dash, very straightforward, very, very simple. So you have all analog gauges. In the center, you have that digital display, which you could toggle through a cornucopia of information. Like I was telling you, there's different modes. So you hit that dynamic mode button, you got Sport Plus, Sport, Normal, and Econ. No, that's not economics from high school. That's economy mode. Help save fuel. The good news is that it actually adjusts the parameters of how the transmission and the engine behave, which are going to give you, especially if you're in Sport Plus, give you that accelerated extra acceleration that you'll feel when you get on throttle. Tons of headroom, tons of shoulder room overall. Let's go ahead and get into the back seat and see how your passengers are going to like it as you carve some corners like a Thanksgiving Day turkey in this TLX A-spec. All right, guys, backseat time. Now remember, this is not on the current chassis generation as the current Accord. That's why it's a little tighter back here. And what I mean by tighter is definitely headroom is a little bit compromised. Also leg room. You do have 2 rear AC vents and heated seats, but no connectivity. So there's no USB back here, no 12 volt, not even two PMC aluminum cans and some NSX string to attach the two. The good news is you do have pockets for your Jolly Ranchers and your Slim Jims. They want you to be happy while you're snacking in the back. And then the armrest is super soft. You got a place for your peanut M&Ms, 2 drinks to wash it all down. Just a little on the tight side, but you know where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be on the business end. You could be back here. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk and see how much room you have in this PMC Edition TLX A-spec. All right, guys, time to check out what kind of junk we could put in the trunk. You push the button, you lift it up, nice large opening and plenty of room. Those seats are gonna do the 60-40 tango. You have about 13 cubic feet of space with those seats up. What's nice is there's these little cubbies on the side where you could put a box of ding-dongs on each side. Underneath, storage. That's what I love about Acura. That's what I love about Honda, is they maximize their storage capability. And think about that. You could actually fill that up with a couple gallons of Mr. Pibb. And then you just get one of those big bendy straws, you're good to go right at the back of your TLX A-spec. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the best part. This thing has some super handling all-wheel drive. If I'm ready, well, I am ready. If you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's take this SH all-wheel drive TLX for a spin. All right, guys, we left our middle of nowhere location. We're driving down this 6-lane stretch of road. And right away, what I love about this TLX A-spec, especially the PMC Edition, is just the appointments inside. The leather, the Alcantara, this armrest is one of my, and I'm not even like joking, I'm not just saying this just to say it. This armrest is actually one of my favorite armrests. It's nice and soft. It looks good when you look at it. It's got the storage underneath. Visibility out the front is great. Out the back, it's still good even with the larger headrests. Side mirrors work awesome. Like I was telling you, right at the center of the hood is just a little bit of that rise that gives you a unique driving perspective. I have it in Sport Plus mode, and what's nice is that in that small digital display, you could actually have it show, like I was pointing out earlier, how the all-wheel drive system is working, where it's differentiating that power. Remember, 70% of the power can go to the back. Having the ventilated seats is wonderful. The split screen, it's not my cup of tea, so to speak, like my grandmother used to say, but the navigation is easy to see from this vantage point. I do like the way it has a large hood over it, so you're not gonna have to worry about glare or anything like that. I can't wait to get this on a little bit of a twisty road to see how it handles, especially with the balance of the chassis and whatnot. But definitely driving in traffic, whether you're picking the kids up from school or taking your significant other out on a fancy dinner, definitely looks the part, and it's an eye catcher. This Valencia Red, people just stare at it, and it's like I almost want to give them a sponge because they're drooling all over themselves. All right, guys, I want to do a little acceleration test. I'm gonna leave it in automatic mode. Obviously, that all-wheel drive, Sport Plus mode, on throttle. Here we go. Nice smooth shifts. On the brakes. Really balanced well. I mean, that all-wheel drive just keeps you stuck to the ground. Great engineering on the brakes. Little slide from the back, but no big deal. Super smooth, super controllable. What you're gonna love about this car is that power delivery from that V6, 290 horsepower. The torque curve is so linear. It comes in low, pulls all the way smoothly through the rev range. And what was nice was the transmission actually shifted super well. It downshifted nice, and you can hear it now just downshifting, and it's very deliberate. I like that. I'm gonna make a quick U-turn, and we're gonna run through the roundabouts one more time and just showcase how this car drives. But I'm telling you, the Sport Plus mode really just wakes this car up. But on throttle, here we go. Nice brake control. Little pivot from the back helps me exit out of the turn. Feels great. Nice. Prefer leaving it in automatic mode. It shifts so much more efficiently than with the paddles. Now you can shift with the paddles and the upshifts are quick and whatnot, but what I was finding is depending on the turn and how tight the radius is, I was running out of revs. This 9-speed, really nice. It's gonna be interesting to see the new TLX, especially the Type S with the 10-speed. That's even gonna be even sweeter. Driving once again on the highway, like I was saying, you know, it's a very wonderful environment to be sitting in and to have all those fine touches, especially when you park the car. This is the type of car that when you park it, you look back at it every time. That's how you know it's the right car that you bought, because she looks so sexy in that Valencia Red. Yeah, the gauges are analog. I personally love analog gauges, but I know everybody's going to the fancy digital, full digital displays. And yes, the infotainment system, we've already you know, talked about those touch points. But overall, I'm telling you, if you want a car that has those special touches, been built alongside with the NSX, this might be the perfect luxury sports sedan for you, that mid-size sports sedan. But we're gonna go ahead, get back to our middle of nowhere location and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful day out here in the middle of nowhere with this Acura TLX A-spec PMC Edition. I definitely want to thank Chris, Karina, and the rest of the crew over at Acura for allowing us access not only to a TLX, but a limited edition, one of just 360. If you're looking for that mid-size luxury sports sedan and you want naturally aspirated V6 power, you want those fine touches, the leather, the Alcantara, and a very unique paint scheme that you're just not gonna see on any other TLX, this might be the perfect one for you, especially with that all-wheel drive. Or you could wait, roll the dice, and see what that TLX Type S is gonna be all about. But if it's vehicles like these that you want to keep seeing on Radius Rides, these special limited editions, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Radius Rides merch. Got to get it out to Victor out here in the middle of nowhere. He was kind of scared. He thought I was going to leave him out here, but we're going to be going home, Victor. So don't you worry. Thank you for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.